Hello, welcome to Michael Outdoors Podcast Super Bowl edition. We will be talking about the Super Bowl tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to share this podcast in groups. Like it, share it to anyone that you know. Just share and like it, please. And you don't have to, but let's get on with the intro. I'm gonna mention the sponsors of the podcast: Ideal Provisions, RL Strength and Conditioning, the guy who is a trainer, friend personally, Rick Lay. He has been on the podcast a couple times, or twice already. He has helped me throughout this journey. He's the one who, with him, along with Brant Cass, Steve Novotny, they inspired me for this podcast. In Ideal Provisions, they just got tasty food. So they're by Just Jack's drive-thru. Today they have Super Bowl food. It's a meal, or you can get their party pack. They cater. I'm not sure about that. They cater. And they have some pretty good sauce. Let's talk about the next sponsor, Perkins Streams. She's a local of Bellsville. She had a streaming service. I don't know what really that, but you can message Jackie Perkins on Facebook for any questions regarding her business, brand, whatever she calls it. I'm not really sure. And we will be talking, let's go on with what we'll be talking about this podcast. We'll be talking with Q&A that I have been asked recently in the podcast, or like Q&As that I've been asked by Rick, Clay, David, Lynn, like that stuff. And I typed up a little bit of my own, because I have everything written down on a piece of paper of what I'll be talking about. Let's get on with that. My vision for this podcast, which was Rick Lay asked in the first ever podcast, my vision would be to engage with the community, interact with the community, and just get more people on this podcast, getting around, and get good people to watch. I want to engage the community itself. The community is basically everything to me in this podcast. This is the whole reason I even created this podcast, because of you guys helping me. Without the fans, the support I'd have, I wouldn't have this podcast. So I like to thank my fans for a sit down. My vision would be, maybe if I'd raise money, I could get my own studio, but that's going to be a while. First, I need to build my brand name and that stuff. Now, my next question I was asked by Brandon Garlow just now, and I already have it written down anyway. What is my predictions on the Super Bowl tonight? I'm saying the Chiefs are going to win it all the way. There isn't no doubt about it. But it's football. Anything can happen. It could be from injuries to winning to surprises. Because people are saying Eagles, that could mean the Chiefs can win. And I'm going to try to lay down because I'm speaking too quick. I don't know if you guys can understand me speaking that quick. But my next thing on, who's my favorite football team? I like any football team, especially college. I love Ohio State. That's my favorite team. But I'm gonna say probably my favorite NFL would be Cleveland Browns, and my college would be Ohio State Buckeyes. Because I still think Ohio State should win the Super Bowl, but it was a good game. That's all I'm going to say. They tried. That's all they did. At least they tried their best to win. Now, let's go on to the next question. What made me start the podcast with Brantcast? He went on Brantcast to talk about his program he created, RL Strength and Conditioning. And it inspired me to create my own. I watched him of what he did. He inspired me to do this podcast right here. Oh boy. This next question. Is it easy to start your own podcast? I'm going to come straight forward with this, say no, it is not. Because you gotta stay consistent, interact with your fans, get your podcast out to the community. And one, get sponsors. That's going to help you out right there. Because sponsors can help you from giving you the audience that you need. But that's not why I have sponsors. I did want them to help. They do help me out advertising my thing. Like Ideal Provisions. He's going to put my logo on the side of his truck, he said. That is stuff right there. You just got to be good standards with your community. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to accomplish? That's what we're staying on consistent. And that leads me to my next part is staying consistent. Like do what I just did tonight and type or write up your own list of what you want to talk about, like a script basically. How movie stars do scripts. Do that. That's pretty cool. That will help you out staying consistent. It won't make you, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Can anyone help me out with the word? I think it's not slurring a speech. I forget what it's called. I'll tell you guys afterwards. But next thing is, what is my goals in life? Well, my goals are to spend time with family first, because this podcast isn't main priority. My family comes first, schoolwork comes second, then gaming, this podcast and stuff comes third. It comes last because school and just school and family come first before anything else. How can you become a guest on my podcast? Is the next question. Well, you can become a guest by filling out the Google form, texting me via Facebook or Messenger, or the page, Michael Outdoors Podcast, and you can text me and everything. Now, let's get on with the next thing I'd have to talk about. Future guests I'd like to have on the podcast. Ideal Provisions. That's one of the main people I've been trying to get. But you gotta think, in the business world, people are busy. So, I'm just gonna have to set up a date with him and stuff. We're just gonna have to get dates and stuff. And I'm okay having anyone on. As long as they keep it PG-13, I'm okay with that. Because I'm not trying to get banned or kicked off these like websites and stuff that I stream with. And the next guest I'd like to have again would be Rick Lay from RL Strength and Conditioning. I'd like him to come back on. And I want to hear what's his goals, what's his dreams. Like, how his life has been with dealing with the whole program and how he does it. Like, I want to hear how he keeps it on, how he does his program. And here's another question I'm adding besides this topic. PG-13 means basically don't get in the lines of inappropriate content. Like cursing, kind of on the down low. Then, but the other topic I'm talking about is, which I'm getting back to that topic, is I want David Lynn back on to talk about his fight coming up again. Yeah, if you guys didn't hear the last one, he has a fight coming up in April. In April, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get the details from Rick Lay so I can tell you guys. And you'll have a chance to meet me probably. I'll probably be there watching. And next person, Terry Davis. Terry Davis. He is a good guy. He is nice to me. He helps my community. He he kind of gave me the idea of that Steve Novotny thing. Because Rick's the one who said he watched my podcast. And Terry said they're all good friends. That's what just made it where I'd want to see. I'd have to probably build my brand first. Which is add on to the next thing. with the podcast, you have to build your brand first. I was too busy on thinking about merchandise. I was thinking far ahead of me. I'm getting a little bit too far ahead of myself with like the shirts. I'm taking my time now, and we can still do stuff like pre-ordering and stuff. But having people here that is watching my podcast is great for me. I respect you all who's watching my podcast. I respect everyone who cares about the podcast, who helps. This wouldn't be a thing without you guys. And let's get back to sponsors again. First thing, if you'd like to become a sponsor for the podcast, you'd have to message the Facebook page, Mike Wild George Podcast, of course, and give me 5 reasons why I should, a paragraph why I should let you guys sponsor me, and I'll give you guys the requirements, ask you guys questions, or my page manager will, once I find someone to do that. But let's just talk about our sponsors we have. First sponsor I'll mention, again, Ideal Provisions. Tasty food, love his food. It's awesome. Like, he is located by Just Jack's Drive-Thru. Yeah, by Just Jack's Drive-Thru. He's got the best food in town you can think of. He's got anywhere from dirty fries to pulled pork. And dirty fries have pulled pork on them. They were pretty good. That's probably one of my favorite. Next sponsor would be Perkins Streams. She is a local out of Belleville. She has her own TV provider service. It's only for Fire Stick and Cube Stick, I think. But message Jackie Perkins on Facebook so she can give you more info, because I can't give you as much info that I know of. I'm just giving you what I know right now. But the next sponsor would be RL Strength and Conditioning. Rick Legg, he runs his own free program for the youth. He teaches boxing, cardio, conditioning. Like, he does anything from working out, weightlifting. He does it at the Nelson Jordan Center. That's something pretty cool. And he has his own shirts, hats, pants, boxing gear. Not gloves, of course. He just has, like, robes, shorts. He has his own shorts. He has his own pants. Like, he sells winter beanies, tank tops, like that stuff. That's all ran by him and his wife. But the next thing I'd like to talk about is, who would you guys like to see me have on the podcast? Who would you think would be good? Who do you think will win the podcast tonight? But, well, I'm not the podcast, I mean Super Bowl, I'm sorry. But, last thing I'm going to talk about is don't think too far ahead of yourself. I've been doing that about merch and stuff. No, I'm taking my time now. I realize if you get too far ahead of yourself, you think too far ahead. Like what you think about would be, you'll think about being a YouTuber that makes money off of this. Yes, I'm not saying you can't make money, you can. This is something that Mr. Beast, for example, he is a successful YouTuber. He makes millions, probably. And he donates it to charity. That's something is my plan, but I'm gonna have to wait until I build my brand first. But that's all for the Super Bowl edition of Michael Outdoors podcast. It was fun having whoever was watching. It was nice that you guys actually came to watch. I respect it. So have fun, have a good night, and enjoy the Super Bowl.